Hello again, everyone. How are you doing? So, I'm going to go ahead and do the actual live that I was truly planning for today, but I did have to get out The Devil is Attorney Part 2, right? That was very, 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 very important. Alright, so now we're going to be dealing with something that is a current event, something that's pretty much on the tongues of everybody here in Guyana, and that is the fact that they have arrested a guy known to be Mud Wata. Right? Now, I like the Mud Wata show. Even though there was a point in time when he dumb little skunt go ahead and lie on me or call me a fraud, and then he's like, oh, well, you're still mad about... Yeah, I'm still mad about Dudgy. However, there are bigger fish to fry today. That was a bango. Right now, my buddy, we gotta deal with the Gale back over issue, right? Right? So, let me tell you. First, I will say this. In the past, on your show, you made a wrongful comment about me. Right? I don't know if you did it for the excitement, jokes, or whatnot. I understand. All is forgiven. Still don't mean it didn't bother me or handbug my, or like, you know, handbug my ability to take care of my sick ex-wife, or my son, or everything else. That little joke had a very long impact, right? And it damaged certain things to me. You made a joke of me that day, and an unrighteous joke at the same time, by telling a lie for the sake of humor. Now, that being said, okay, that being said, all people fall short to the glory of God. We all make mistakes. We just all do some stupid skunt in and out. But I like your style. I like your cartoon. Boom out! I like all that shit, right? It's entertaining. And then there's a lot of truth that is passing there. Right? Maybe all the information may not be 100% correct, but then again, it is a cartoon. Right? And it should be taken as a cartoon. However, ladies and gentlemen, there's something much more dangerous happening here in Guyana. And if we, as a people, don't come together to clarify these laws and bring more structure to a broken set of laws brought on by APNU AFC in order to keep freedom of speech down, especially on social media, we will not have a better country. This is a fact. Ladies and gentlemen, it is grossly unfair and extremely one-sided that there are politicians and other public figures who have caused riots, whose statements have led to racial discrimination and violence against innocent people. I can recall a former president saying, well, this is how they gotta lash out. When responding to the riots up in Berbice after the Henry Boys and all of those incidents. I also find it funny that persons would put rewards on the heads of individuals who are cartoon characters and people who are just out in the media, and at the same time there are known fugitives and bandits who are walking about in the street and people can't say or do nothing, and there's no reward for them. The only reward society can have is find them and put a bullet in them and call a judge. But ladies and gentlemen, even I myself have been attacked wrongfully under this Cyber Crimes Act. The problem with Guyanese, or at least APNU AFC, when these laws were designed, was that one, they can't count properly. That was showcased during 2020. Right? Another, that same group was attempting to bully this country, steal democracy, and further add to a political enslavement of a country. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cyber Crimes Act that was brought forward by APNU AFC government needs to be squashed, taken back to the drawing board, and rewritten for fairness. And also the persons who are investigating and administering all of these charges and everything, they have no proper training. I am by far more educated in technology than 95% of the people they got sitting in their cyber crimes division, and I can prove that at any point in time. Come, put the computer in front of us. Let's battle it out live on TV. I challenge every police cyber crimes investigator, not just a competition of technology and utilization of that technology, but also to a goddamn reading test and a math test at the same time. This is my public challenge to them, because it is my belief that they are not competent enough to follow the law, much less uphold it. And the fact that our country is so divided and corrupt, and everybody taking pay and selling out their set of Judas and Benedict Arnolds. They're about all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, our freedom of speech and our rights as citizens of Guyana is secretly and administratively being attacked and limited in order to allow more leverage to the political deviants in our society that wish to monopolize, manipulate, and control us. And if we allow these things to happen, Guyana will no longer have any thought of freedom of speech. It's gone. It's out the window. When they attack public voices like myself and Mud Wata and other people who are not really siding with any major political group, but just kind of talking what's going on, they in their self is attacking our right to freedom of speech by creating laws that they could use to torment, hunt down, and punish innocent people. Imagine if Burnham would have exercised a Freedom of Information Act against Cherry Jagan and said, you can't talk anything or I'm going to lock you up and execute you or terrorize you and damage you. Would we have even been so far right now, Guyana? PPP, catch yourself right away. You created monsters that you can't defeat. Stop it. If the PNC would have exercised laws like that against you, the PPP would have never been in existence. It would have disappeared many, many years ago. Stop using their backwards ass law that they made to cover their own asses against the people of Guyana. It's gonna turn back on you. It's gonna turn back on you. Now, I don't know exactly what Mud Wata to say that caused everybody to say he insulted people and this and this. But ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, some of the same public who vexed with Mud Wata as some of the same public who watch and support the man's show and biggie up and made Mud Wata into a public figure. Hypocrites. You enjoy talk name, but you don't enjoy it when you name getting talk. Hypocrites. Hypocrites. That is what you are. Charnel Crandon, exactly. The PPP knows, the PPP campaigned about the fact that APNU did a set of nonsense. And when they get there, they push it for spend money and budget. Yeah, good thing, yeah. But they want to keep the one-sided laws in place for silence the people. Incredibly dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. Incredibly dangerous. If we, the public, condone these types of attacks on freedom of speech, as they get stronger financially with this oil money, you will all systematically become their bitch. And I hope you understand this. There's no other way to say it. And it may seem nice when you're on their side, right? Because when you're the rich man's bitch and you're smiling with the and sharing the party with the, he gonna give you a nice thing. But it's when the fresh baby come in and he push you up to the side, and when you open your mouth, he slam you in prison and slap you up and tell you can't do one scunt about it. Then what's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen? Then what's gonna happen? Explain it. Think about it. If the saying is true, that power corrupts, they don't got that. The saying further continues to say that absolute power shall absolutely corrupt your scunt. Ladies and gentlemen, we can't allow nobody, not a government, not anybody, to have that much power over the rights of the people. It should not be allowed. It should not be allowed. I hope you understand what that means. That means that they can look at every comment you've ever made on social media, and if it offends them, they can bring a charge against you and say, that person offended me. Does it have to be valid? No, it does not. All they need is one jackass who is willing to go and press a charge against you to a police system and a justice system that they fully control, and your life is screwed up. And your life is screwed up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a while back, Mr. Mud Wata did a show and he said something that was very wrong about me. Something that I did not agree with, I did not accept. And though I could have went through the process, and even now, as his identity has been exposed, I can actually bring up the video and add another charge to him. Why you listen, Mr. Mud Wata? Defamation of character, humiliating someone using a computer device, all of these things, I can actually bring a charge against you. And I've saved that video. I'm not like that. because that will not fix our problems. Those are things that are only going to add more fuel to a fire, when we should be reasoning and using common sense and compassion to one another. If one of us does not make the decision to sacrifice their pride, then we are all doomed. Plus, I am a firm believer that everything has its time, its place, and its purpose. And Mud Wata, you may not realize it as much, but you have a purpose. And one of those purposes is to reach out to our people and educate them accurately so that they are not misled. The only thing that I would ask is that you do it as honestly and as truthfully as possible, as not to trigger things that you may not have control over, or things that may be devastating to you. Right? Dwayne Bay, bro, you don't have anything better to talk, no sense. By coming from a block account, coming from a fake account, you just get blocked. When you want to come and talk, make sure you put your face there. You ain't see they put reward out for Mud Wata. You want me put the reward out for you? Clown. What's wrong with you? You stupidly bad. You need to calm down. If you don't like what I have to say, get off my dick and get off my channel. Is you coming here for licks, you know. Not me inviting you. Right? Good. Understand the difference. Mud Wata, you should have also been smart enough to know that people would have sell you out for $1. Watch the friends that you keep. Watch them. It's your own people them sell you out, G. Not no enemy, nothing like that. It's your own friend and family them sell you out. Right? And as a courtesy, as the relevant information comes to me, as a courtesy, I'm going to send you their name. As a man, I like see fair play. And I would expect the same from you, Mud. I would expect the same from you. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, I can honestly tell you that since 2020, a little before 2020, is all sorts of people start come up on social media here in Guyana. Everybody ranting, raving. I had my rants, other people got their rants, everybody talking. But only a select handful of people are being targeted and attacked. And those are the independent voices. Those are the independent voices. And as an independent, I don't like courtier, snitch, and backbiter and thing like that. Right? I don't like Judas. We don't like them. They gotta stay far. The same way they set you up, my buddy, and skin you up, is the same way anybody else around them is also in potential danger. Because nobody around them should feel safe. Because for the love of $1, they would even kill their own mother. Pay attention. Pay attention. And for the love of money, I was able to acquire the names. Yay! Because they love money. For me, money is just a tool. I don't even need it. Everything I need, God does provide. People don't even understand that yet. But I am interested in seeing fair play. And fair play is a beautiful thing. In fact, plenty fair play that happen in this country. But if we allow laws that target freedom of speech or target people, and these laws are being misused and exercised incorrectly against the people of Guyana, in which case, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to hold one head and bring fair play to them. Y'all don't know is what y'all really trying for control, eh? My advice to the PPP is, first control Guyana and fix everything that you're supposed to fix, and then try to control the internet. Because this fight that y'all picking is a whole world of we dep online that can drop on you, you know. And if we put out a call and 100,000 internet personalities from around the world join us, you will not like the result, because the amount of facts that shall be exposed, God can't hide it. Pick your battles wisely, Mr. Government. I know I am. Don't use a twisted law to attack people. Telling you already. You're going to rise up your own political disaster. Because when election was going on, the amount of PPP supporters and people that shit talk, outknew people, cuss them, threaten them, accuse them. You know how many PPP people gotta get pulled up on cyber crimes right now? Maybe I should just get enough people for go and start make their complaints at the police department. Y'all need to get a couple big boss for when we do this thing. Because we gotta move around with like 100 big boss to start pick up everybody that gonna get charged up. Your courthouse is gonna shut down by the amount of cases you're gonna have in there, and you ain't got enough people in the judiciary to handle it. Don't play with people in order to break your system in half without spending a cent. Don't do that nonsense. Y'all have more to lose than we do. Much, much more. Fix those laws. Fix those laws. This thing ain't even got nothing to do with Mud Wata. This thing got everything to do with politicians monopolizing on situations and trying their best to control a whole country. Not a country of people like we, you know. We gonna make the nice. And just to be fair, since you want to target us in this country, all evidence will start being released internationally. Go lock them up when they start come back to you. Tell me what you're gonna do then. Explain to me what you're gonna do then. When the truth start come from China, Russia, America, Canada, Jamaica. Tell me when the truth start come from Africa. Your jurisdiction is extraordinarily limited for you to behave like you got so much power. It's only that we real bosses ain't decided for take we place yet. Don't attack our civil liberties. You will create your own destruction. Please. 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 Don't do it. Because I tell you, what you're going to do is worse than what currently happening. I tell you right now. People able for offer, reward, and chase down man like Mud Wata. People able for life on man like me and got me in court. I want to know what you're going to do when the accounts that start exposing all y'all wickedness. Start coming from all over the world and the bare facts knocking you straight for line. You can't beat this thing, you know. You can't bully we. Can't bully we, you know. They're gonna get real hot. Really hot. But I think that that should be the answer. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are any type of public figure on social media, you want to expose anything, any crime whatsoever, contact me. That's all you gotta do. Contact me. Because I fed up. And you can threaten me. But when all the truth come out, the amount of jail time or execution some of y'all gonna get by the hands of the same law you are misusing, I can sit in my grave and smile at least once. Because I know justice would have been served. Can't do this to we people, you know. Can't do this. Can't do this to we. It's becoming too much of a problem. Too much monopolization is happening in Guyana. This ain't cherry time, this ain't Burnham time. This is the time of the people. And civilly, we shall acquire what is our dues. You want to silence the world? Your head good? You want to silence the world? No, man. I can show you something here today. I can teach you when snow fall, it is land upon everything. Everything gonna get covered here. You're attacking too many of we. Too many of we. Very unethical, very unfair. And at the same time, you allow your politicians, your supporters, and everybody else to go and shit talk people all over the place. Spread lie, spread harassment. Well, let me tell you what. What about Newsroom? Newsroom, they put up a false article about me. What about them? But you're covering for them. You're covering for them. You got your own media. You got people talking lie. And newsroom, I dare you for bring me up. Your mother's scunt them go and say, I was a fraud, man. I ever get arrested for fraud? I ever get a lock-up charge? I even questioned about it in a police station? You go, but you want to slander people. You want to slander people. That's the whole thing. Feel I ain't watching? Feel like anybody friend? I ain't nobody friend. There's very few people that behave like a friend to me. Very, very few. But the problem that's happening right now is that too many of we are getting a voice. And these politicians are terrified. They're terrified, ladies and gentlemen. Because for years and years and years, our country has been in political turmoil simply because of a lack of certain positive or decent kinds of communication. People in Berbice can't get accurate information from Georgetown. People in Essequibo get them bits and pieces of information. And that is how these politicians have been manipulating us here in Guyana. Now they want to manipulate the news. They starting their own news agencies. Their friends and family coming from different countries. This news agency come up, that news agency come up. But not one free news agency is allowed to come up. Imagine, they even create people to criticize the people who talking the truth. And when they get hectic, they call in secret agents with umbrella squad. And when people ask about it, no is a problem. There's a problem. Michael Field, I'll tell you this. Whether there is or whether there's not, there's valid evidence for them to lock up a lot of people on social media. Especially, I'll tell you this, 50% of the supporters from both sides. How about we just throw a fence around the Amazon, and everybody who was on social media that said something racial, that said something derogatory, that said something misleading, that said something that was not true, that attacked another person for their comment, insulted them, threatened them, let's lock them all up. Let's be fair. Let's lock them all up. Anyone who's made a racial statement about a coolie man this or a black man or this, let's all go to prison, scunt. Let's see how many of us are truly innocent. But no, many are allowed to torment other individuals and attack them using computer devices. And are allowed to move away with it. And are allowed to get away with it. If you want a fair system, everyone who breaks the law should be going to jail. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. Any news agency that's been found to print a false article or do anything, we need to lock them up, man. Don't tell me about, oh, it was, we're going to print it back and we can print an apology. Screw you, the amount of damage you don't create after you print a false story. One little small line in your paper, scunt can fix it. Your head good? You putting people on front page, destroying people's life, and then want to say sorry in a little small thing underneath the editorial. Carry your mother's scunt. We gotta lock you up. Because that is a professional job for an editor to ensure that certain things they happen. Noel Lawrence, I take your advice very important. So when I see your messages, I know you're a man with great intelligence. They can't just throw people in jail without a complaint. Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I need the volunteer services of 10,000 individuals. I've been keeping documents of comments, biased remarks, attacks, and other things done against people. Who's brave enough to come and file a charge based on the discriminatory remarks made by other Guyanese individuals here, and let's bring the system balance. All you gotta do is contact me. I need 10,000 volunteers. Each of us got 5 matters we're gonna make complaints about. Evidence is already documented. Let's do it that way. Then, with all the court matters knocking the court system gonna freeze. They'll be left stupidity. They wouldn't know what to do. Court done right there, you know. Don't make joke, you know. Court done there. Police department done there. Everything done, because half of this cunt still can't read and write properly. And I bet you I could prove it. Bet you I could prove it. This is reality. So when they got the physically right report, it's going to take them all day to write one report. Much less 50,000 complaints coming in the building. Who's with me? I'll show you how to break the system, cripple its skunt, put it to its knees, and drag it through the place on its face if necessary, if the system can't be fair. It's just that simple. And I will use the Constitution and the elements of the law of the land to exact this form of judgment and justice upon this nation, if that be the case. You wouldn't have time to catch thief, man. You wouldn't have time to do anything. You will be frozen through paperwork. You will be forced to do your jobs to a standard that you've never done it before. Because even though I'm a simple man and I don't want to do too much in certain area, I know how to destroy you. All I had to do was look at every instance that you ran from. Watch every person in history that you attacked. Find out what was important about them. What would make you scared about them. It wasn't hard, you know. You shouldn't show your hand when playing poker. It works against you. Right? It seriously works against you. And the amount of hell, torment, devastation, and attacks that you have already put on me, but I ain't got nothing for lose. You can make me great today. You can make me very, very great today. No, Lawrence. Not 2. 10,000 at one time. To test the system has already failed every test I put forward to it. They can't even keep themselves in check. People still looking for $18 million. People still looking for find out who do this and who do that, who do this and who do that. They can't find people's files in courtroom. I don't have to test the system, my brother. I've been testing it for the last 2 decades before I make my move. And I've been watching carefully, hoping that somewhere out there in these 2 parties, they would have people that truly care about the people. But no. It's too one-sided. No matter which side go, it's very one-sided. Very, very one-sided. Enough. enough. I'm not against the government, but I will not stand back and watch this government or any government violate our people so cruel and unusually and one-sidedly. What goes for one goes for all. And if they don't have the integrity to uphold it or fix it, well then, ladies and gentlemen, something else must arise. Something shall and will arise. Something shall and will arise. And I telling you this, I ain't want to hear about APNU, I ain't want to hear about PPP when that time come. Because as far as I see it right now, everybody, every dog getting the day, every man getting their 5 minutes of fame. But you must give the people what they deserve. You must give us freedom. Freedom of speech. Financial freedom. Right? Security. So that we can live free and without fear. Right? Exactly, Ramesh. Corruption and nepotism is one of our biggest downfalls in Guyana. And it's our downfall because we as a people allow it. We indulge in it. We, you know. Right? Because no matter what happens, it only happens because we have condoned it. I, for one, will not condone it any longer. If it is my life's cunt they gotta take, I can tell you one thing, my life will not be in vain. Others like me shall rise, who don't really care about the political objectives, but care about the production and what has to happen in a positive interest for us. Because my children will not go through this cunt when they're growing up. I refuse to allow that to be the future that I leave for them. Where innocent people could be victimized. No way. What you think this is? You think this is Civil War time? You think this is 1800s? Early 1900s? You think people stupidly bad? I know you got some people collecting money and smiling, but don't worry. We people gonna take it from them. Just a dry. Because if you label us as a monster, and then we come and eat you, remember, is you labeled us a monster. Neon Harding, even if they shut me up, my brother, they can't shut all the way up, G. How they gonna do that one? They can't even control Georgetown and keep the place clean without the president himself coming down for clean its scunt. That alone, they can't control all these NDCs, they still got problems. They could come and damage a man like me. They're limited. Very limited. The only weapons that they got is a little bit of power and some money. That is it. Toys compared to what I play with. I play with faith. Not their bullshit. They can run talks to everybody. They could do what they want to do for a certain point in time. But everything has come to an end. It has come to an end. And just like the Israelites, they have to punish for 400 years because of their stupidity. The Guyanese have to punish a little bit longer because of our stupidity. And what we allow to become a norm in our society. Ashana Green, they can damage me, baby. I ain't got a problem if they damage me. I born imperfect, you know. I ain't born perfect. I born damaged. I am damaged goods. But even an old bicycle could get you to your destination when the brand new car break down. Right? Right? Understand that much. Sometimes we can't look at the man's shiny car. We gotta use the horse cart. Or we gotta use the bicycle. Sometimes you gotta put on a yachting slipper and walk down the road through mud dam. But my dear, if it's your foot and your slipper, be proud. Because when you get there, it's also your reward waiting for you there. It is also your reward waiting for you there. Because if you go in the next man's car, the next man might park your car on the wrong side of the road and say, let me go check and go and collect your reward. Now, like I said, I'm not against my government. But I am against some of these backward-ass policies that are being used against our people. And if these practices are continued, always remember the saying, the stricter the government, the wiser the population. And trust me when I tell you, this government is not as smart as the people on the road. We would make a mess of you. You'd never catch yourself. Please, stop attacking us. Right? Stop attacking us. Right? We need more roads. We need things like that. So what if somebody criticizes you a little bit? As if they lie on you. Well, that's a different story. And I, for one, that can honestly say that whether it's a joke or not, Mud Wata, they lie on me. But I forgive him. You know why? Because if we don't put the bullshit aside and see the value that everyone could bring to the table, then we are not really here to fix the place. We are only here for self-satisfaction. We must, ladies and gentlemen, be able to address these matters differently. We must set a new standard for our people in terms of how we behave, how we talk to each other, how we address things. We must apply integrity and common sense. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain to you just a quick scenario of what history would have been like if people could not voice their opinion. There would still be slavery in the United States of America. There will still be massive apartheid in Africa. There will be the largest thing of human trafficking and violations to everybody if we did not allow people to speak when they see something bad happening. Those persons could do the same thing I did. Prove the man wrong. A man said I was a fraud, but he could never prove it, but I could prove he wrong every day. Doesn't matter what he says. Your feelings are hurt, or maybe he start touch on button. Just say it. Maybe he hit the right button. Think about it. Think about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you there are many, many problems and situations in Guyana that could easily be fixed if we put aside our pride and all of our bullshit. But who's willing to let the next man go through the door first? I'll tell you what, if you don't find nobody, I willing to take my reward as the last man standing. Everybody else get their own first. I will sit, I will do my work, and wait till the end of time to collect my pay. Because nobody else ain't willing to do that. If that is what it takes, if that is what it takes to get the job done, the job that all of the brilliant professors and doctors and lawyers could not achieve. The most simplest person could. Let's see. Cybercrime is constitutionalized and must adhere. Yes, that is true, Frederick. It's all over the world too. Threatening government and government ministers and its citizens. Government must take action based on cybercrime. That's what we must understand. Yeah, government must take action on cybercrime, right? But here's the problem, my buddy. You can't take one-sided action, man. You got to set this thing across the board. And that may be what you're missing on this whole thing. The amount of people committed certain things. Look out through election, my buddy. Cybercrime law was in effect throughout the election. All these people from the PPP, they hate PNC. All these people from PNC and APNU that hate PPP. All of them sitting on the same pages. Right? Talking name and cussing up each other and doing all sorts of things. Tell me, why is it that even though the laws were in place, nobody ever went and pressed charges for one another dealing with that? Can you tell me why? I'll tell you why. Because they were never enemies from the start. They were always working against the people. To keep you stupid, blind, deaf, and following them. Why else would two enemies not attack each other? Unless they both have a similar goal. Or they're working together. Yeah. Trust me on this one. They know who they want to target. Their own people are going to go out there and bad up and never get charged. Simply because they want independent people to get sloppy. So that you feel, oh, Tom, Dick, and Harry don't talk anything. So I could go and talk it too. That's the trap. That's the trap. When you see other jackals them getting away with it, you don't follow suit, you know. Don't follow suit at all. It's a trap. It's a trap. These groups have thousands of people working with them in their agendas. Thousands of Guyanese have already sold out the rights and the liberty of their brothers and sisters. Who you gonna trust? When your own family gonna sell you out? A fucking primo or an alien. Tell me who you gonna trust. Right? Here's the truth. We can say a lie. Here's the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't say free Mud Wata. I see some people saying free Mud Wata. But honestly, I can't say free the man. Because I know for a fact in the past, the man did lie on me. And if it was possible for him to lie on me without cause or any type of anything, right? There's a good possibility that he probably, out of joke or whatnot, did it to somebody else. And in fairness to the other person, right? In fairness to the other person that would have potentially made a complaint against Mud Wata, because I still don't fully know, right? Because I still don't fully know exactly what it is, or what crime or what he would have committed or said, because I don't really watch his show, right? Seen it a couple times, like certain things. I just happened to tune in at the time when he joking and he talked my name in a bad joke. Right? So maybe somebody else didn't find his jokes as funny. And for that now, of course, the police does have to do their job, and respectfully so. Nobody is saying don't do your job. I tell you, do your job, and do it fair, my buddy. Do it fair. Do it fair. Right? Because reality is, there was a woman that tried to fraud me, or tried to fraud one of my viewers, when I talk about did I find myself in a big, long John Calar court story. So, you know, the woman family and cheering is police, family is all type of thing. No way you're getting any fair treatment here. Oh, and by the way, the same government I support, so let me make sure all the Indians who love we party, I want y'all know. Right? The minute they done with you, they gonna let the next side eat you to pieces and put your scot back in fair so that you will keep voting for them. You best get good sense. Best get good sense, you know. Because these people ain't got friend or family. Power and money respects no one or nothing. But if you think that you and them are truly friends, left them in the house with your wife and a couple of drinks, left them around your girl, cheering them. Trust them. Take all your money and put it in their hand and walk away for a year. Right? If you trust them so bad. I don't think you trust them that bad. Right? Don't think you trust them that bad. Those laws are being misused to attack innocent people. What I'm going to call for here is a full enforcement of the law. Which means all APNU, all PPP members, everybody attacking and doing things on social media and doing all of this stuff, all of we gotta get pulled in. All of we. Whoever doing what, gotta get pulled in. Fairness, one. You gotta get pulled in. But let me assure you, Even the US government, the British government, and all these other big fancy country everybody looking at, them ain't even got their shit together. So please, little Guyanese government, don't fool yourself into thinking that you do. We need a government for the people, by the people. One that will stand with the people. Not one that will look for ways to silence us and silence the voices that we have in society. But like I said, I don't know exactly what Mud Wata say. I don't know. And I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to be very, very fair. And I'll tell you this. If it be the case that he has humiliated or insulted someone, by virtue and by good judgment of a fair law, he should and must be judged. Right? Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, fair is fair. The law is the law. But the law must also be non-biased and non-partisan in its implementation to the public. And this is my belief that it is not currently happening in a fair and balanced manner. Right? So please stop attacking our freedom of speech. Persons who feel insulted or agitated by watching people's streams and stuff like that, yo, get off the people's streams. Nobody ain't inviting you. Nobody don't invite people just a while. Come and give you a headache. Right? So we need to bring accountability back to our country. We need to bring integrity. We need to bring good leadership by way of actions and not just words and promises. There are things that we must do to bring fairness. I do not have a problem with the person who put the reward to apprehend or find out who Mud Wata is. That is a man's freedom of choice. So I don't even blame a man for that. I think people said it's Big Smith or something like that. Well, that's his right to do. If the man insulted him or whatnot, Big Smith would have a right to do that. However, there are so many more bigger things to deal with. Big Smith got money for weeks. That's what happened. Big Smith got good money for weeks. Right? So, Susanna Nar, you know what? You're absolutely correct. Mud Wata has been very distasteful and disrespectful in a lot of his posts. A lot of persons has felt offended. Good for them. It's not them is the one watching the posts. Not them is the one making it popular. It's not everybody feeding into bullshit, shit talk, gossip, joke. They like his scunt. So he give them what they wanted. Now they vex with he. When I just talk about God, how many of y'all just show up? 3, 4, 5. When I telling somebody about, you know, go carry your mom so and so, 300 people come on the live. Oh, you gonna blame the man, and it's we encourage the man to be that way. By virtue of our actions and what we accept and our viewership on different things, you have trained the man to know what you like. If you slap me today and you never see me again, well, you know, the slap was the wrong thing to do. But if you slap me today, and I keep coming to you every day, it's not slap I like your slap. It's not encouraging you to slap me and box me again. This is a fact. This is common sense. It's reality. It's behavioral science. If you go to a water hole and it's dry, you ain't going back there for drink water. So everybody went to the mud water hole because we like skunt. We like it. Now that we as a society has promoted it, has did all of this, encouraged it, we like watch when other people name getting dragged through thing. This is the way we live. We're wicked, wicked creatures, you know. We like see everybody else in misery, and then boom, lo and behold, you name get pull up suddenly is a problem. Suddenly is a problem. Right? But bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, we get what we encourage. Right? We get what we encourage. It's as simple as that. Also, I think that Mr. Mud Wata is also paying for his actions and not being smart enough at this time. Because the reality is, the amount of different people he see getting charged with cybercrime thing, he's still gonna go and juggle and live dangerously. You're living dangerously. You're living too dangerous for me. You know, you're living it. And this is just, you know, one of those things that take a chance and it ain't pay out this time too. So these are all things you got to look at, right? But at the end of the day, you're going to get from people what you request from them. And you don't have to say, I request bad behavior. All you have to do is encourage it. That's it. But one law that go for one man should go for all man. Should go for all men. Right? So I ain't going to tell you that he wasn't disrespectful, because that's also based on opinion. Right? So you might have found him disrespectful. Somebody else would have found the man entertaining. And this is where the problem is. Where or when does entertainment get out of hand? Where or when does it personal opinion get out of hand? Where or when do we as people allow pride to take us over and we've gone too far? And for people, I know some people say like, this man sound powerful and all of that stuff. Let me tell you, my buddy, I ain't powerful at all. As a man just like everybody else. I got the brain like everybody else. The power is in the message. A message that shall live on even after I am gone. A message that will ring in the ears of certain individuals and motivate them until they take their place where they belong in society. I am not the strong one. I am actually the weakest of my kind. Real power is coming behind me. I've always told people, you know, I'm the messenger. Wait till my boss get here. You guys have a great day. Take care. God bless you. And keep an open mind.